Hello, welcome. It's been a while, but today I really wanted to talk about my addictive fragrances. The fragrances in my collection are incredibly addictive, and it's been a while. There's a lot of videos that I really want to cover. I've been wanting to do them for about a month, but I've been really busy. Today I got a rare day off, and I hadn't planned to do a video, and again, I'm always guilty of not having enough light and not talking about notes. But I've got a selection of fragrances here that are all ones I pulled from my collection because I've realised there's quite a few now that I have that are very addictive. They have such addictive qualities. Now, these aren't my favourite fragrances necessarily, and they're not ones that I wear necessarily that often. They're not easy grabs, they're not necessarily functional because of the fact that they have maybe a strong, heavy, addictive quality in them. But there's certainly ones that I'm fond of, ones I'm not going to ever sell, and they're ones that are special. So mostly I'll pick them up and give them a sniff to get a hit of whatever's going on. They're all really great fragrances. I'm not going to waffle on. I think we should just get straight into it. This is a real mixed bag. I'm not sure where to start. I think we'll just start with Chanel. Let's start with Chanel. Let's start with our classic house of Chanel. I acquired a lot of Chanel last year. One particular one, number 22, from the Les Exclusives line of Chanel, got me, hooked me, reeled me in, and this is where we are. So I have used a lot from number 22. This is a 75ml bottle. I haven't been reaching for number 22 as much lately. I wore it so much at one point that I suddenly, I think I exhausted it a tiny bit, so I had to take a step back. Very specific soapy classic style, like number Chanel. At number 5, it has that heavy soapy aldehyde, clean but kind of musty feeling. This one, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert here. I have no notes to hand, and it does not help anyone, and I'm sorry about that. But from what I do know from memory, this one obviously has that yellow flowers. It has the yellow florals in here, quite buttery and bright, but it has more of a much denser feel from aldehydes, a much denser, warmer, stronger, but such a smooth, buttery feeling from the ingredients that are in here. These soapy aldehydes are so clean but so rich. They're so rich and golden. Somewhere in the composition where all the materials meet together, all these notes come together in harmony, there's a little bit of magic, and there is such an addictive quality in this scent because it's not just a fresh soapy scent. There's something a bit dark lurking within it, something a bit, I don't know, because it's still classic and bright, but there's just something in the folds that make this highly addictive to me, and highly classic and highly special. So it's delicious. It's a delicious soapy scent. I don't know what else to say. Floral but not obvious. It's beautiful. So this is one that I will always have. I absolutely adore it. Number 22, highly addictive from Chanel. So this next addictive fragrance comes from Wonderland. It's found in Wonderland, but it comes from the house of Redolescent. And I absolutely fell head over heels with this one. It was launched, I think, 2 years ago now, and it was from their Alice in Wonderland collection. So this is actually Alice. As you can see, there's quite a dent there. I haven't been wearing it as much as I did when I first got this one because I've just so many fragrances now, but I come back to it and I think, my God, this is so addictive. I love this scent. It's so unique as well. It's very, very unique. Now, Alice is part of a lineup of three fragrances. You've got the Queen of Hearts, I think it's called QH, and then you've also got the Hatter. Alice, to me, was the most unique. It was the most mysterious. Classed as a forget-me-not floral, forget-me-not chypre to be specific. Don't know what forget-me-not really smells like. I think it's brought up as a fantasy made up of other things. I'd put money on there being orange blossom in here, probably tuberose. What it also is smoky and mysterious and sweet. There's a strange quality in here that's smoky and sweet. It's like a dark sweetness, as if it was laced in treacle or something, but it's not obvious. It's very much hidden within this smokiness, within this sort of veil of smokiness, and it's not an ashtray smoke in the slightest. It's like you're getting a sweet smoke just coming in on the wind, and that unique scent really makes the concept come alive in my imagination. So it really brings the concept alive for me, and I do find the quality is so addictive. That smoky, sweet, smoky, floral, not too heavy but also not airy. It's just somewhere in the middle. It's really unusual, and I do really love this one. So that is Alice from the house of Redolescent. So the next two fragrances have a very addictive and very focused note of apricot. Both focused on apricot, both very, very different. First one here, I've not mentioned on my channel before, but it's time to mention it, and it's time to explain why I find it so addictive. So this is from the house of Narcotica, and it is Dolce Diablo. This got quite popular. I think it was 2 years ago when it first launched, and I always wanted to try it. I like apricot much more than I like peach. There's something more fleshy and just denser and more delicious about an apricot, I think. And when I first tried this, I didn't understand why people talked about it being more gourmand and more delicious and all this kind of thing, because what I first really got was more of a true apricot, more in a sort of juicy way. And I thought, well, where's all these other delicious notes? It's just like a juicy apricot, and it's nice. But the more I wore it and the more I didn't overanalyze it and stop trying to compare it to other things, the more I just thought, my God, this is so addictive. It would wear beautifully throughout the day, and I would get these hints of something that actually wasn't just apricot. It was boozy and delicious, and it's so addictive. Smelling it from the cap, you get more of the juice. You get more of what I think is going to be just a juicy, fresh apricot, freshly scent for the summer. But it's not until you spray it and you release all the magic of other notes, you get all this much more density from the boozy notes, from the other things that I can't remember because I'm useless. And it's like apricot soaked in a boozy syrup, in a brandy syrup, let's say. And there's something slightly buttery lurking in the background, and it's delicious. And what I love is that it's not too heavy. Like, this is syrupy and it could be a heavy gourmand, but it's not, and I like that because it means I'm not limited to when I wear it. I'm not limited to wearing it, say, in the winter because it's boozy. It does wear lightly, it wears airy, the rest of it brings interest. So it's like having a really interesting apricot, beautiful scent to wear on any occasion. It would wear lovely in the summer, the spring and the autumn. It works all year round because the booze will be lovely in the winter and I get addicted to it. It's a lovely blend. It's crisp in the sense that it's blended well. But it's still interesting. It still has those warmer, addictive, almost slightly gourmandish qualities, and it's just beautiful. So that is another beautifully addictive scent. That is Dolce Diablo. So my second apricot offering here is from the house of Amouage, and it is Sunshine Woman. It's so addictive. This is so unusual. It's been a popular scent for many, many, many years, and I had a feeling I was going to enjoy it, but I never got around to smelling it. When I finally tried it, I couldn't get over how Moorish and addictive and unusual and unique this scent was. I have not smelt something that is like this at all, even though it is just apricot. Hello, this is Editing Liz. If I just took a look at the notes once in a while, I'll be able to be more clear on things because there is no apricot in this fragrance. The reason it's a fluffy apricot is because it is osmanthus, which does get confused for apricot. But I forgot that there was none in here. The osmanthus is what makes it fluffy and addictive and just wonderful. And there's a lot of almond in here as well, which is probably why I love it so much, because it turns out I'm a big fan of almond. And it makes for the most unusual but addictive smell. Partly because of the way the bottle looks and how chunky and that lovely buttery yellow makes me think I'm holding this lump of marzipan. But if marzipan was made from apricot, it's so delicious and edible. So this is more of an airy, fluffy scent. Not airy exactly, but fluffy, more dispersed from the smokiness, tobacco-ness. But delicious smoke because of the fact that there's this delicious kind of, I'd say, cooked apricot, possibly cooked apricot. Again, another unusual fragrance that has this magic within it, within the composition, that makes it something different, and it's incredibly addictive. So this has it, Sunshine Woman from Amouage, just so delicious. The next up, I've got a fragrance from Xerjoff, and this is what I do specifically wear sort of end of autumn and around the winter. It's quite a specific sort of scent, and it's very gourmandish and it's very addictive, but I don't wear it very often. From Xerjoff, this is Starlight. Starlight is your warm, resinous, golden baked cardamom. I do love a fragrance that just tiptoes into gourmand territory, doesn't quite go the whole way. I like that it's just trying to be a few things at once, and this one tiptoes into the gourmand territory. The cardamom is sort of baked. It's very slightly sweetened. It's got like a sweet bakery aura around it, but it's not a full-on cookie or anything. It's just got a hint, but it is sweet, and it's just warmed through, just mid. Like it's not like overcooked burnt, and it's not raw and green. It's just somewhere in the middle, and it's completely coated in a very resinous and golden and very addictive amber. Very smooth. It's very opulent, and it's one that I love sniffing from the cap. And when I do wear it, I want to keep wearing it. I want to keep wearing it. But it doesn't always suit every occasion. It doesn't suit every mood. It is one to wear on occasion for me. I had a little mini 15ml that I lasted through around the winter time. So I know I'm wearing it. But although it's not a functional scent I'm going to wear all the time, it's not something. I don't wear ambers very often. They don't really suit my personality. But it's not about enhancing your own personality in a scent. This is about feeling cozy. It's about fulfilling a craving when the mood hits. And this is exactly what this does. So that is the beautiful Cardamon Starlight from Xerjoff. Now, so far this year, 2025 that we're in now, I've had quite a moment with Xerjoff, and I have a few new ones from them. I could do a haul at some point, or I could just do a Xerjoff video, but I have fallen in love with a few from this house, and one I have here is one I used to own, and I got tired of it because there were so many other scents at the time coming out that were all trying to copy each other's DNA, and I got bored of the DNA, so I sold it. But I started craving it again, I don't know why. And I found a seller on eBay and I bought a partial. This is for me. So this is Cambridge Club. Cambridge Club shares such a similar DNA to the likes of Roses Vinny from Mancera, Intense Cafe from Mantel, and there's one from Tiziana Terenzi that do a similar style. And actually a lot of the rose offerings from Mancera smell like this. Roses Musk has it, Roses Greedy has it, but this one is better. Certainly the Montel and Mancera's, they all have that really heavy, repetitive, stale beer thing of a DNA, like musky DNA. Roses Vanille is a very popular scent. I had it, but it got too overwhelming. It's too heavy. It's just too heavy. And also one I've forgotten here is Gentle Fluidity Gold from Maison Francis Kurkdjian. That's another one. Almost forgot that, and I had that as well. Again, got tired of the DNA. That's the one I kept for longest, thinking that because it was lighter and fresher and just better, I thought I was going to wear it, but I didn't. This is the one I've come back to because actually, for whatever reason, the way this one is done, I found it more addictive, more pleasing. So with Cambridge Club, you do have your rose and vanilla, so that is they're all the main notes that you focus on. And it's probably most similar to Roses Vanille, but there's just something more refined. There's something more wearable about it. I find the rose seems darker in here, and I've always had almost like a black currant, jammy vibe from the rose. The rose has like a really addictive, freshly cooked jam, blackcurrant jam feel around it. It's quite dark. It's very smooth, addictive in the same way that Roses Vanille, all those have this addictive quality. This one offers the same thing, but without the things that annoy me, basically. And the fact that it's a partial means it's a good thing because I don't want to wear this very often. When I do, it's great, but not often. I love sniffing this from the cap. It's like a hit, you know, like I'm a bit of a chocoholic. Well, no, I'm a massive chocoholic. So when you eat sugar and you eat chocolate and you get those insulin spikes and you get that serotonin spike, this is what all these scents do for me. They give me that hit, and it's very satisfying and very addictive. But you know, moderation, you can't do it all the time. So it fits into that category. So that's what Cambridge Club does for me, and I'm really happy to have it again. This next fragrance is one that went straight to the top of my favourites as soon as I smelt it. I couldn't wait to get a bottle of this, and I felt lucky. I felt lucky on eBay again, getting a partial, although it wasn't really a partial, it was pretty much full up when I got it. I found a sample of this, someone had sent me, and I didn't even realise I had it. I don't know why, because it's one I wanted to try, and when I did, a sample did not last long. I just completely doused myself in it. It's from a house of Jeroboam, and this is Insulo, and this is basically a vanilla. This is a vanilla based scent. It's vanilla, but oh my god, this is good. This is good vanilla. I mean, who knew I'd fall into vanilla fragrances, but here we are. I never used to be into vanillas, but then you start discovering how vanillas can be done and how they can be changed and all the different facets and things to enhance, and this one just is my kind of vanilla. This is probably my favourite vanilla, and I've got some nice ones, okay? This is one that I can just wear and wear and wear, and I don't care where I'm going, how I'm feeling, what the weather is doing. It does not matter. If I fancy this, it's going on, and I'm gonna just be happy all day long because it wears nicely. I get little hits of it. It's not a very strong scent. In fact, I wish it was a little bit stronger, but I do still have my very personal bubble of it around me all day long, and it's very addictive. It's very sweet, but it's not juvenile. It's subtle, but it's interesting, if you know what I mean. But when I first tried my sample, which I think was a bit more aged, I think this will develop more, and I will get what I smelled from the sample, which was a little hit of licorice, just a little hit. That sweetness, it sort of falls into the category of either licorice or treacle, you know what I'm saying, like that darkness, but very, very sort of just laced, not heavy. Got this sweet vanilla, which if you were to put a magnifying glass over the vanilla, I feel like you'd see little images of sweet, milky coffee with tons of sugar in it. So it's interesting, but it's simple overall. It's very easy to wear, it's very light. But I love it. I can see the fact that it's light is the reason it's addictive as well, because I just want to get more out of it. I want to sniff it and get more all that I'm visualizing. There you go. What's next? This next one just makes me happy. Makes me happy to look at it and to sniff it and to let my imagination go. I love it, and it makes me happy. So this is from the House of Oud. This is Guilty Crush. I love seeing this bottle amongst my other bottles in the collection. It's just fun. I actually haven't ran that way because I don't know what I had to do. I don't have the bird for some reason. I talked about this in my March favourites as being something that I just fell instantly in love with. and nothing has changed. It's continued to be something that I just have to stop myself from wearing, and it doesn't suit every mood and every occasion. It's quite, I think it's quite, it could be quite a cloying scent. It's very specific, but it's so addictive to me that I love it. I love it all the time. I'm gonna wear it all the time, but I don't want to get tired of it. This is raspberry and rose and lipstick. I think there's violet in here. I can't remember. I think of the fun fair. I think of fun, young, carefree, happy things when I smell this. I think the opening isn't my favourite, I'm not going to lie. I feel like it's a slightly cloying, slightly heavy, slightly clumsy use of all the notes in the opening. I feel like they're trying to find their way to come together. I do get like a chalky, lipsticky kind of a scent. I get a bit of a violet kind of a scent in there, but more Parma violet, like more of a sweetie sort of a smell. It's definitely fun, and it smells like chalky sweets, and it smells like lipstick all mashed up in the same smell. But when I say it's cloying, it's because there's not much movement to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's quite still. The quality is smoothed out, and I'm left with a very addictive and pretty lipstick scent that has a hint of raspberry and a hint of this and a hint of that. And that's what I love. I love the lipsticky smells that are more fun. I don't like heavy, really waxy lipstick scents. I like ones that have a hint of like a rose and a hint of raspberry, more like a little lip gloss kind of a scent. And when I get to that dry down, when all those materials have smoothed a bit more, that's the qualities that I find addictive. Whatever happens, it comes together, and I just can't get enough of it. If I've got it on and I smell it during the day and I forget I've got it on, I just close my eyes and it's like, oh my god, this is so good. It's so good, and it makes me happy. You can't hate something that makes you happy. It's one of my favourites, and it's not going anywhere. So there we go, get what you crush, House of Oud. So I've got two more left to talk about, and these two have been worn the most in April. Is it the first? No, it's the second. No, it's the third. No, it's the second. It's the 2nd of May today. April was a blur. April was one of the hardest Aprils at work. It was like one long day, not one day off in April. So it was very focused, it was a bit stressful, it was very tiring, and I still gain comfort from my fragrances, and there's two particular ones here that I wore the most. For one is a comfort, one is more of a release. It was just a lovely release. And we'll go for the one that's a release because it's one that I've had for a little while in my collection anyway. Santal Complet from Fragrance du Bois. Even though I find it very subtle, very quiet, there's the quality in this scent that is just so magical and special and addictive to me that I'm quite happy to overspray it and just be patient and enjoy it. The fact that it's subtle means that it's not overpowering, it's not overwhelming, it's not going to try and take over anything, and I haven't got to be over focused on it. And I kind of like those sort of fragrances now. Santal Complet, you have the sandalwood, you have the violet, and there is coconut in here too. Can't say I'm much of a sandalwood and coconut fan generally in fragrances. In fact, I'm not at all. Supporting notes maybe, but not as a focus. And the focus really is sandalwood. I think what it is with the coconut is that it's not a fleshy white coconut that you think of as being tropical. I feel like I'm smelling the woody, the dusty, the woody outer shell of a coconut. So it's more earthy, it's brown, it's more satisfying to me. It's not tropical, it just smells more like the earth. But it's so airy and delicate, and it's very much meshed with the sandalwood. So you've got this coconut shell meshed with a very, very fine sandalwood, very airy sandalwood. And in there as well, you've got the violet. And now, obviously, violet is a note I really enjoy. It's powdery, it's whimsical, it's such a pretty purple little iconic flower, which brings the whimsy. Everything is so delicately done in here. It's like these three ingredients, and there are obviously more ingredients in here, but they're the three that I focus on. All three are working in harmony, not overtaking each other. But it does smell elegant, and it does have a certain opulent edge to it, even though it's so light and airy. And it's very satisfying, and there's a quality that just somehow is found amongst these notes that is very addictive. And I would like it a bit stronger, I'm not going to lie. There's a uniqueness in here that's quite subtle, but it's there. That's the addictive part of this. It smells opulent, but it's so subtle and so airy, and it does have that hint of whimsy somehow, like fluttering fairy wings, or it's opulent, so it'd be royal fluttering fairy wings. It's subtle, but it's classy, and you're paying for that classy, unique blend. Anyone can throw together notes and make it strong by shoving in loads of ambroxan or cashmerean or musks or all the other notes that you seem to smell, one seems to smell in a lot of things these days. I mean, make it strong, make it last, make it cheap. No, make it subtle, make it interesting, make it unique. Santal Complet, and it's dreamy, it really is. So Fragrance du Bois, a lovely addictive scent. So the last scent, the last fragrance, I'm finishing really strong here. This is a new discovery, but it's not a new fragrance. It was launched, I don't even know, years and years ago. From the house of Profumum Roma. I absolutely love almond in fragrance. This one just takes the biscuit, the cake, the bakery of almond scents. This is Confetto. I think the reason I put off trying this is because if you go onto Fragrantica and you see all the reviews, the most likened scent to this is Hypnotic Poison. And I've tried Hypnotic Poison because in theory it's an almondy Play-Doh scent. In theory, and I love Play-Doh, I love almond, but no one ever talks about what's between the cracks, i.e. what's connecting it all, what kind of musks they're using. Hypnotic Poison has a musk that just played with my head. It was like a gluey, fluffy, pungent, tangy, I don't know what that was. I understand that around it you get the Play-Doh and maybe you get the almond, but the composition as a whole, I just couldn't do it. Now, there is similarities to Confetto in that you do get that kind of almondy Play-Doh, but forget those horrible gluey musks for a second because they ain't in here. It's such a hard one to describe, but this is fluffy almond vanilla. Throw in a bit of butter, a bit of candy floss, a bit of cream soda. I mean, they're not notes that are listed, but this is how I interpret this scent. This is me sniffing it up, proper and good. It opens, there's something slightly fruity when it opens. I think it's lychee. I don't know what it is. There's no lychee listed, but think of lychee when I sniff it. But it's not fruity in the juicy sense. It's like there's a brightness, fluffy almondy cloud that has like a hint of cream soda. I don't know why that. Something about scent of cream soda or the taste of it is what I think of in here. And it never gets heavy. It actually disappears for a bit, then comes back. Oh my god, this is it's just a mic drop moment for me. This is like, hold the phone, I need a moment. Kind of like an aha moment when I smell this. It's like, this is what I've been wanting all this time, what I should have tried ages ago and I never did. The scent I feel like I've been dreaming of without being so dramatic. The most addictive, Moorish and well suited scent for me is Confetto from Profumum Roma. Absolutely adore this scent. And that's my last one of the day. All my most addictive fragrances in my collection. Let's just line them up because they're so pretty. Half the appeal is, but oh my god, I forgot one. Oh my god, hang on. I can't believe I forgot one. Let me just put them all out and then we'll just quickly talk about the last one. I'm still ending on a strong one because this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Roja Dove, A Midsummer Dream. This is just magical, golden, stuff of fairy tales, the stuff of whimsy. It's a citrus, woody, resinous fragrance. So this Roja Dove fragrance, A Midsummer Dream, is inspired by the Shakespearean play A Midsummer Night's Dream. So on Midsummer's Night, the barrier to the fairy realm is open, and the fairies and the imps and the creatures of folklore come into our realm and just cause havoc. And they play and they disorientate the humans, and it's just a very beautiful Shakespearean play. That is the concept of this fragrance. Now, what I love about this fragrance is how bright and lively it is. It feels like this golden glow, but there's lots of green elements as well, lots of beautiful mossy green elements, but it feels absolutely luminous and living and joyful. But it does have this dark, it's like a mysterious element to it. There's something mysterious in here. I love that Amouage resin. It's slightly lemony, but not quite. It's like a tree sap resin. And the use of orris butter that feels raw, organic. It's just something where everything mixed together. It's so wonderful, and like I say, luminous and expensive. It's opulent but still playful. This is beautiful for spring and autumn for me. I know it's a Midsummer Dream, I get it, but because of the greenness and the weightiness, I wouldn't wear this in summer. I'd wear it in spring because of there's more magic in spring, things waking up, coming into life, things sprouting, just the joys of spring. That's what this is. But because of the weighty, the yellow sort of luminous earthiness of it as well, I think it's also beautiful for the autumn because it's quite resinous, but it is so addictive. The way the beautiful raw orris butter meets Amouage resin, and there's little pockets of moss, and there's just so much going on, but it's highly, highly, highly addictive and very special. So I almost forgot to talk about this one, but I didn't, thank goodness. So I wanted to mention it because it's beautiful and worth checking out. Roja Dove, A Midsummer's Dream. That concludes my fragrance video for the most addictive fragrances in my collection. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll leave you there. Thanks so much for watching as always. Over and out.